Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Liam, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about UFC 308, Topuria versus Holloway. Now, I'm going to just do a quick rundown of this card, talk about my predictions, what I think is going to happen in each fight, and we're going to start with the main event first. Got to retain that watch time and that attention span, baby, okay? Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway. Now, my prediction is Ilia Topuria by decision. I think this fight is a lot more competitive than people are, giving Max credit. I think Max Holloway in the later rounds is going to be a lot more dangerous compared to Ilia Topuria in those round one, round two. So if I had to just base all the rounds on who I think has the advantage, I'd say Ilia Topuria round one and two. That's his rounds. Max Holloway, round 4 and 5, that's his rounds. And I think it's going to be up to the third round. Who is going to implement their game plan and their will first? And I'm riding with Ilia Topuria. I think Ilia's ground game is going to be the it factor. He's going to utilize level change feints in order to set up his hands, and then his hands will set up his level changes. It's textbook 101. You have so many tools in your arsenal that you utilize them all. You make your opponent second guess what's coming next, and that's exactly what Ilia Topuria is going to do. I I don't see Max Holloway wrestling. I see Ilia Topuria wrestling and utilizing takedown feints and pretending to go to the ground game in order to set up combinations and get in close. Ilia Topuria is going to look like a new generation of fighter compared to Max Holloway in this fight, and he's a favorite for a reason. He seriously has the fighting style to beat Max Holloway. The only difference is Max Holloway's gotten better, and he's gotten a lot more knockout power now. He has a lot more muscle on his body. But he is moving down to 145 after going up to 155 and actually putting on muscle to get to 55. Just like Volkanovski when he fought Islam Makhachev, he put on a lot more weight, a lot more muscle to get to 55, and then he had to cut back down to 45 to fight Ilia Topuria. All the cards are in Ilia Topuria's favor. I'm rocking with Ilia Topuria by decision. This is going to be a very technical fight. People say this is going to be a stand-up striking affair, but I think after the first round, second round, Ilia is going to rely on the grappling more than the striking. He's going to realize Max Holloway's getting his rhythm, he's getting his timing, and I don't think Ilia Topuria wants a war the way Max Holloway wants a war. So I think Ilia wants to keep this a lot cleaner, and Max wants it dirty and rough and bloody and all that stuff. So I'm riding with Ilia Topuria on this main event. Let's jump right into the co-main event, Robert Whitaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. I'm going with Robert Whitaker on this one. I understand it's Khamzat Chimaev. He's a fantastic wrestler, and he's got that Dagestani chain wrestling on where it's not the first level change that he gets the takedown with. It's the next one. He utilizes that first takedown in order to close space, get on your hips or get on your legs, and then he starts to change up, into a trip, inside trip, a high crotch, a single leg, all of those things. It's very technical. He's never utilizing one takedown. He's using multiple takedowns, and it's always against the fence too. He wants to pressure you back against that fence. So Robert Whitaker is going to have a lot to deal with in those first exchanges within the first round, but I don't think Khamzat's going to change his game plan, his style. Khamzat Chimaev is going to go balls to the wall in that first round, and by the second round, third round, he's going to be gassed. He's going to be very fatigued, and that's when Robert Whitaker is going to turn up the heat. So I'm going to go with Robert Whitaker decision. Also, this is a 5-round co-main event, so I think that favors Robert Whitaker more than Khamzat. So I'm rocking with Robert by decision. I think he's going to piece him up on the feet, defend those takedowns the later the fight goes, and I think he's got a lot of veteran ability, a lot of veteran fight IQ. He can easily find a way to win this fight. So I'm going to rock with Robert Whitaker in the co-main event. Now let's talk about the feature fight, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. Let's try and speed run through some of these fights now that it's not the co-main or main event. I'm riding with Ankalaev here. He's the massive favorite here, maybe the biggest favorite on the card. Um, Alexander Rakic has good striking, good kicks, but he has nothing to offer with the wrestling, with the grappling. I'm not going to lie. He has absolutely nothing to offer other than good takedown defense. I think Magomed Ankalaev will utilize that takedown threat to set up his hands, and it will be a lot more competitive on the feet than most people will anticipate it to be. So I'm going to go with Magomed Ankalaev by decision, but I could see him knocking him out. But I'm going to ride with the safe pick of a decision win. Um, Now, this next fight, Lerone Murphy, Dan Ige, I'm going with Dan Ige. Um, this is kind of a blind prediction. I just, I'm not too high on Lerone Murphy. I mean, he beat Edson Barbosa, fair play, but Edson was in that fight, bro. Right? I swear Edson was in that fight. It wasn't just a clear-cut decision. Edson was at least competitive, and Lerone Murphy has not fought big names the way Dan Ige's fought massive names, arguably the number one contender in Diego Lopez. So I'm going to ride with Dan Ige to get a late stoppage. He has that power. He has the frame in order to land, nasty bombs. So I'm going to go with Dan Ige. And on to the next. Let's talk about Shera Magomedov versus Armin Petrosyan. Now, people are massive, super high on Shera Magomedov. There's a reason he is headlining the main card because he has a lot of potential. And I'm riding with him to get a round 2 stoppage. I think the first round is going to be a lot more competitive than the second round. Armin Petrosyan is going to give, everything he's got in those first couple rounds, or the first round, I should say. And then after that first round, I can see Shera landing the kicks more effectively, getting his timing down, pressuring him against the fence. And I just see a stoppage for Shera in round 2. It could be round 3, but I don't think round 1. I think it's round 2. I think Shera has got to, get his timing, rhythm, all that stuff down. He does have one fucking eye, so, it's not going to be easy, but I'm riding with the fucking Russian Michael Bisping. Okay, anyways, on to the next. I don't know any of these guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm riding with fucking the younger guy. The younger guy. We know his reach. We don't know this guy's reach. This guy kind of looks like an old head. He looks like he's out of his prime. He's never even fought in the UFC. This guy's at least fought in the UFC, so I'm going with this motherfucker. Jeff Neal, RDA. I'm riding with Jeff Neal to get a late stoppage. I think RDA has a lot of veteran savvy. He can definitely, make this a very competitive war. He's quite crafty too. But I think Jeff Neal, his striking is just leagues better. I could see Jeff Neal knocking him out. But in those later rounds, not at the beginning. He has to get his timing and flow. So round 3, Jeff Neal sounds like easy money to me. Now we're going to go with this freaking Neanderthal-ass fucking looking dude. I don't know how to say that word, but you know what I mean. Before we were Homo sapiens, whatever this guy is. Anyways, I'm rocking with this guy to get a decision on Mateus Rebecki. Mateus Rebecki is quite dangerous. He was on a big winning streak, I believe, before he lost. But I just think this guy has a lot more aura. This guy's not second guessing himself at all. This guy thinks he's the shit. So I'm rocking with this monkey looking guy. And yeah. So this next matchup, Abus Magomedov versus Bruno Ferreira. Now Abus is quite technical. He's pretty good on the feet. He's got good kicks. But he's got zero cardio. So I think after round 1, this is easy money for Bruno Ferreira. I think he's going to sleep Abus in the second round. There's not much else to say. I think Abus is a 1-round fighter, and he has not fixed his cardio since that Sean Strickland fight that really exposed him. Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Chris Barnett. I think this is going to be not even close to competitive. I think Chris Barnett is way too fat. I'm just going to say it how it is. This dude's way too fucking fat. I think he can take some big damage, and I think Kennedy Nzechukwu probably going to piece him up on the feet and make it real dirty, make it real ugly. And I think he's going to get a late stoppage. But, you can never count out the meatball. Can never count him out. Anyways, on to the next fight, Farid Basharat versus Victor Hugo. I'm going with Farid Basharat. And I'm going by decision. There's not much else to say, bruh. He's a prospect. He's undefeated. I don't see how you're picking Victor Hugo. On to the next, boys. We're talking about Bruno Silva versus Ismail Noureddiev. I can't even pronounce names, so who gives a shit? We're rocking with this fucking guy, just because Bruno Silva's on the decline now. He's lost a lot of fights coming into this one, so we're rocking with Ismail and decision. Even though I think this guy could probably knock out or submit fucking Bruno at this point. Maybe I'm gonna I'm gonna do a little bit of a okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with a round 2 knockout on Bruno Silva there, just because Bruno Silva's chin is gone. And actually, we're gonna go with a Renat submission on this guy, just because this guy's a no name. And Renat has some submission abilities. So here is my predictions: Renat Firat, round 2. We got fucking Ismail, round 2 knockout. We got Basharat decision. We have Kennedy and Nzechukwu, round 3 KO. Bruno Ferreira, round 2 KO. I don't even want to pronounce your name, bro. We got Monkey Man by decision. We got Jeff Neal, round 3 KO. We got Aslan, round 1 KO. Magomed, round 2 KO. Dan Ige, round 3 KO. Honestly, I'm way too bullish on these knockouts, but fuck it. Go big or go home. Ankalaev decision. We got Whitaker decision, and we got Topuria decision. I'm gonna be honest. My most unconfident predictions are these massive 3 fights at the top. I am very unsure about the co-main event. The only thing that makes me pick Robert Whitaker over Hamzat is that it is a 5-round fight. If Robert Whitaker can get past those first 2 rounds, it's easy money, man. Robert only gets better as the fight goes on, and it's the complete opposite for Hamzat. Ugh, there's something in my throat. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna rock with. Same with the main event. I'm very unsure. Every day I switch up who I think wins, but I've always had the gut feeling that Topuria gets it done just off of damage and technical ability. And even as wrestling, grappling, Topuria has all the tools to get it done. The only thing Max Holloway has to offer is that cardio, pace, pressure, all that stuff. So, yeah, those are my predictions, guys. Anyways, thank you all for watching the video. I always appreciate your time. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And yeah, again, thank you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. And I'll make sure to be more consistent. And thank you for watching. Appreciate your time. Do all the stuff for the algorithm. Make sure to blow this up, and I'll be back maybe today, just with a quick podcast and talk about this upcoming pay-per-view a bit more in detail. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Man, I can't talk. Peace out.